Hello, everyone. This is Tsubasa. You know me. I think you do by now. By if you hey, if you subscribe to me. Sorry. I forgot. This is supposed to be. I changed this, but then I added and do some stuff. So let me just do this real quick. So as you know, I've been doing these tutorials. So now it's time for the last part, coloring. Which I mean, I actually do like. So this shall be fun. And so we got Guardian Ham, Dab Master 9000. We got Mystic. Erase that. Oops, that's not how I want it. We got Blanc here, all ready and stuff. And then here we have Candela. Oh my god, her outfit's such a bitch. Also, I wanted to apologize for some stuff. I think I'm getting sick, so if I cough, I'm sorry. I'll try to move away from the mic as much as possible. The noise, I think you would know if you watch my line arting video and even my first video. It has a lot of noises, and that's because one, my doors are open. Not my doors, my windows are open, so a lot of the sound can come in. Oh my gosh, shut up. And so that's why you hear the cars going around. Second of all, I live on a busy street. Like, house I'm in is just like cars everywhere, so it's kind of like a main street type of thing, so I'm sorry about that. Alright, so let's actually jump right into this, alright? Alright, so what you want to do is, you can do this many different ways. Coloring, at least. Some people, and I always pull this up because I need a color reference in front of me, or yeah. So a lot of people do it without doing it like this. Kind of like just erasing everything. Kind of like that. And then just erasing the outside. Some people select it like this. Like that. And do it like that. Like that. Way I do it, I change it up a lot. As you've seen before, I would just get everything around from here. Put that up so that way I know everything's okay. Oh, there it is. This is why I do it, so that way I know. So that way I know if I need to fix anything. Because usually when it's lower, it kind of hides it. So here we are. And I would invert it right here, invert selection right here. Get a new layer, and then here let's have like a dark green. And then I would put like a folder. Some people can just do it with different layers, but because I like to categorize it, so I have a different folder and I put in a clipping group. So that way, like that. See? So that's how I used to do it, and I still do it sometimes. So, well, here's the actual current way. So I take that, I invert the selection. I know this sounds delayed, but it's just me forgetting to talk. You put new layer set, or however you want to do it. Richard, out! 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 I'm sorry, I had to kick out my cat. And you click this thing, new layer mask. Now, I mean, I was really confused how to use this before. Like, it's actually, so like you have the selection. So, like, say you select this and you only want a color in that, just like layer mask it. See, kind of like that. Yeah, this thing always confused me. I was like, wait, what does that actually do? Until I actually looked it up. It's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So yeah, so let's put up a new layer. And so I also have a layer back here. I actually did this from following one of my other YouTubers I follow. She puts the layer back here and then she does her coloring like this. So that way she can see if there's any like problems. And she gets everything, and I actually like it, so I just start coloring. So I'm gonna probably speed this up, but for real quick, I do where I do it like this, the skin just everywhere, and then so let's do the hair and the eyebrows, and you can see that's not how you want it to be. So then what I do is, since this is in different layers, it's going to be a little harder because I'm not used to doing it like this. Do it like this. Kind of like that. You select everything, make sure you get those itty bitty creases that you might forget to do, because, you know, it'll erase those. So get all this over here. Okay, so then you want to invert it and then click this button, the clear layer. So normally it will just clear everything that's on that layer, but if you have the selection and do that, it'll just clear what they have in the selection. So then you just kind of have that. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out. It's a little quick trick. I mean, you don't have to, you can just do it like, I'll do it like, I don't know, if you can just color it in like this, where you don't have to do any selection. I used to do that, but also it's kind of time consuming. Or even you can put this on selection source, and you can put this on selection source, and this will only work for certain things, sorry. Certain things. So let me just color in the scleria. As you can tell, you already saw it like there. Is this said scleria? I really don't know. I think it is. I know the word, but it's kind of a weird word. Alright, so you have that. Alright, that's bugging me like a lot, so I'm just gonna fix that. Alright, let's just stick with that. So then you click the bucket. She has like this oranges type super bright eyes, so I'll just go with like this kind of color. Brighten it up. No, actually keep it all. And then you click the bucket, and it just, everything in the lines, it'll only put in there. So kind of helps you with that. So I'm gonna continue coloring, and I'm gonna come back when I actually start shading everything. Just pop back in when I need to. Alright, so we're done with coloring. See, it takes a little while, and you can see how I did that progress. So yeah, the Pokeball, I had to do a little adjustments because the way the gloves worked. So actually I'm going to make a little adjustment to her skin. I'm going to make it a little darker, so let's go to, not saturation, it's luminous. Maybe saturate it a little bit. And there, that makes, alright. So I shade a lot of things differently. So like my skin I shade a little differently than like the clothes, or like the eyes I shade differently. Hair especially. If the hair is like this though, I think it's a little different for me. So let's just start with this. So we're gonna color this right here, like doing like a little shoulder thing, little dot right there, little lip. I like doing cell shading where it's not softened, so she looks evil like that. So I'm just gonna make that a little better. Alright, that looks a bit better. Just gonna make it more unsaturated. Actually, I'm gonna make it a little more red. I sometimes have a problem with this where it kind of looks a little too, I don't know how to explain it, but it just looks a little weird. So, but anyway, what I was saying is that you have cell shading where it's just you drawing like this. Sunlock. Oops. Okay. So like that. While soft shading would be like you erase, like not erasing, shading this, and this, like that. And I personally don't prefer one over the other. Even sometimes like this, I like shade like here, just a little, make it look a little better. So I've switched so many times. I really have. Like I've gone, I think I started off with, I don't actually really know. I had to look at my first drawing I did. I think actually it was soft. Yeah, I think it was actually soft. Probably because me looking for like YouTube videos, I saw a lot of them where it was like soft shading. So I did that a lot. And then I kind of changed it after looking around, so yeah. Alright, so we got the cell. So you got the base, and then what I like to do is add another multiply layer. You know what I mean? and add a darker color and kind of do this. Or add like a darker shade, like that. Sometimes you wanna do that. And also sometimes what I do on here is I make this darker and I go over it. Sorry, go over it a little darker. Okay, excuse me. And then only on multi, because if you do this on regular layer, it looks a little weird. I do this, so I kind of erase it. Probably just the way I'm doing this anyway. So. And then you just do this again. So it kind of makes it a little lighter. I don't know, it kind of gives it a nice gradient. So if you do that, and so then you have this color, which I'm gonna actually redo this. Looks a little odd. So let's just do up here, and up here, down here. So we got to shade this. And actually photos. Like right here. Next I put overlay, which actually helps bring out the shine. So you add, I actually learned this like watching a video of another YouTuber. I learned a lot of stuff from YouTube. So then you just put it like right here, up here, kind of like that, and then I just blend it. I blur it out, kind of like that. So it adds the lightness that you want. I'm sorry, my voice sounds weird. Again, if it's my brain or not, but I think I actually am getting sick, which sucks. Did I put that Lumion shade? Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Whoopsie daisies. That's what I wanted to do. Okay. So sometimes I do it again, because sometimes I didn't get much of a sign. So let's do it one more time. Maybe erase some over here and just put it, oh, make it smaller actually. Like that. Yeah, okay. So then next I add a lot. Okay, so personally I add a blush. Like just like a little blush to people. Not because they're embarrassed or anything, it's because people naturally have color in their cheeks. So this isn't like, oh, I'm so embarrassed for holding a Pokeball. It's just like color. It brings out color, which I think is actually quite helpful. Doesn't make your piece look, I mean, look at that, and it looks good and all, but if you add that little color, I think it looks better. So, gonna erase, oops. Thought I had that on here, so I'm just gonna erase that because that looks a little odd. See that little color in the cheeks? Just brings something out. It makes it look quite nice. Sometimes I even add a second one if it's not dark enough. So like right here, I would add another one. Like right here. It's just more on the cheeks. And then I blend it out. See? It doesn't look at those pretty cheeks. And then I add luminosity. I add a little shine right here for the lip. A little shine right here. 2 little shines on the cheeks, both cheeks. And you kind of get that shiny. And then you lower it down where it looks a little light, but actually I'm going to leave this a little lighter so it gets a little luminosity. Alright, this is going to be a long video, I can already tell you that. What the fuck? What is this? I don't even know, so I'm just going to ignore that. It's already covered, So we have a hair now. So usually if you've seen like all my other speed paints, I do kind of like this, and then kind of like this, and then I use this to make it look like this. So it kind of gives it more of like actual like hair flow. So I think we're gonna do that for this. It's gonna look like it. It won't be as major as like my other stuff is, but it'll work. So let's just color in some of the stuff that they end up getting colored. Right there. Alright. Getting a stuffy nose. No. Okay, so let's start with like this. Like that. And then like that. And so you kind of just make flow with how the hair is going. And actually this is way easier doing this with. And I don't even think I'm going to shade it like this. I think I'm just going to leave it like this. It's way easier because this way with like the layers of the hair is because you actually know how the flow of the hair is going. Like in my other videos, I mean, I had a general idea, but now it's kind of like, oh, so the hair is going this way, then this way, and then this way, this way, this way. So I'm not doing aimlessly. I actually have a good idea, I kind of like guidelines. I just follow the guidelines. See? Okay, so I'm gonna come back after I finish doing this because this is gonna take a while. So I'll catch you on the flippity flop. If you know that reference means, you are awesome, by the way. Alright, so I finished the hair with this layer. So, sorry, I had to move. So this I do different, obviously, because this is skin, this is hair. This is obviously going to be different in how I'm going to shade it. So, I have the new layer, multiply. I take my airbrush, take it dark, and then I shade right up here and right here. These are where they're like the main points of like where the actual like shade is. So like where it's actually darker. So then you go on a new layer and I click overlay. And so let's do this. Oh, actually let's make that a little more orange. And so right here I just go like this with my watercolor tool. Like that. And see? Brings out shine. So let me actually erase some of this over here. I actually add more shine, so let's go on another overlay. Make it even lighter, and then I like do this. I like that. And then most of the time I add actual like shine. So like right here would be a bubble, a little more bubble. Bubble right here, bubble, bubble. So I just add a little more shine. Maybe a little bubble, 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 bubble. No, it's too much bubbles. Let's just put those right there. Sometimes I think overlay works better, depending on the hair. While luminosity kind of makes it a little weird. Maybe nope, it doesn't work. Overlay kind of helps a little more, so yeah. So this isn't no different. I just go like this. Yeah, fix that. Fix that. Fix that. So like that, and I really don't do anything much over here because it's just, well, actually sometimes I make it a little darker right here. And then I do this a little bit, and so then I just blend it all together. And you get that. So sometimes I do that, if I remember. Alright, so eyes. So I have a different bunch of styles for eyes. It depends, and I learned this actually from my class. Is like you can't put too much complexity into one area, or it just looks. What was the word? It's too, I guess, like too focused on one part that you can't see the other parts. And I tried to apply that rule quite a lot. I think it's smart. So I just add the pupil. This is what I usually do. I add the pupil because adding the pupil up here doesn't really help me very much. I add one thing of this. That way I'm not keeping it like that multi. I shade it again, like that, like this, so I get more shadiness up here. My favorite part personally doing this is like doing this, or maybe doing it luminosity and you just bring it down a bit. I don't know, sometimes I'm scared to do this kinds of stuff. It kind of freaks me out, actually. Ah, stubby nose. So then you just do that. I like to add sometimes like this. And I'm just gonna add that just for that. And a little bit, nope, that's for overlay. Little thing up here. And then I add another layer of shade, just because it kind of brings out like that color. Makes it more vibrant, so I kind of do that. Make it a little lighter. And then, you see, I learned this from a tutorial. if you guys know a lot of this stuff that I know, I actually just learned from a lot of just from tutorials. A lot of it sometimes I know by hand, but a lot of it's just tutorials. So I took the darkest part like up here. I took what's about the color of her eyes, and then I made a really light part. And so then I clipping grouped that. No. And what I saw, what they do is they put it on overlay, and it makes the colors more vibrant, makes them brighter, makes them stand out more. So I'm actually gonna shade these in, because actually it bugs me quite a lot that it's not. There. And there. See? So it kind of makes it brighter. So it kind of looks more vibrant and more bright. And they actually do it for like most of their things, like for skin and hair and stuff, but I only do it for eyes because it brings it out more. So then I add the shines, which I do on a separate layer because of how I do the colored layer line art. So I have to kind of do it on 2 layers, on a different, not 2 layers, different layers. So I just do that, and that, like that, and that. Brings it shine. See, it gives it more life. Actually, I'm just gonna add a little bit more, like right there and right there. See? See? It looks good. So, one more thing before I speed this up again. I'm gonna show you how I just do normally clothes, or just anything else that's not skin, like skin, hair, and eyes. All the rest of the stuff I do kind of basic. So I just take a darker color, like I do for most of this stuff. I shade it like that over here too, because this is like, Kendall has like the weirdest outfit, like so many lines, so many like nook and crannies. Alright, so I do that. I did it how I was before. Make a darker color. Do it like this, add like that, and then erase some of it, and then blend it all together like that. Actually go a little more to this. So see, gives it more grady. I add another layer, which is multiply again. Sorry if I do that, it's just accidental double clicking. So I just add more shade over here, and then I add another overlay, and then like make it brighter, like that. Maybe even no. See, if you do just luminosity, it kind of looks a little weird like that. I mean, sometimes if you just lower it like that, looks better, but you can just use it like that. Sometimes overlay doesn't work either. That's just a hard color to draw, to color with, so like that. So basically all I do is just add a layer of the shade, and then another layer of shade, and then just the shine. So I'm gonna speed this up, and let's see where I'm going to stop at. Alright, so everything's done. Hold up, I'm just gonna... Alright, that's good. So as you can tell, this is a long video. Luckily I'm gonna shorten it anyway, so finish doing that. I'm going to keep that for a later date. So now, as I said before, coloring line art. So, how I usually do it, I do it where I take this and then I make it darker. And some people put it on clipping lock where they have different layers, but that gets complicated, so I just use on one layer. And I do it where it's inside this line. Nothing can come out. It's all in that line. That dark. So I like this style. I started doing this like when I had like a long art block. I did it and I was like, oh, this is cool. So I decided like, okay, so I'm just gonna do this sometimes. I end up doing it a lot more than I said I was gonna do, so I love it. It makes it look different. So like, yeah, yeah, see? And then I just stay on the same layer, and then I just do the same thing for everything else. So, I'm gonna do this a little more speed thing because this is gonna take a while. So we're done with this, and so now time for the finishing touches. So this is where I kept the green. So when I make a chibi, and when I'm usually finished, I don't add a background because I kind of suck at backgrounds. So I end up not doing it. Maybe with this, maybe I can. So let me just merge this all together. So Sanic. Alright, so merge that all together, and you got set. Including this. So, you know what, I'm gonna feel a little adventurous, and actually I'm going to save this as actually a PDSD for a different thing. I'm gonna jump right back with you later. Alright, so we're back. So here is, I come to Media Bang Pro for like editing and stuff, because I don't have Photoshop. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to add a new layer, set my gradient for like a light. Sorry, I got distracted. For like a light type of red, and just do this. So it kind of brings up like that red, and maybe like a little darker actually. And so I'll actually make it a little longer. make it, hide it a little bit. Actually, no. I'm just gonna do it different. I just forgot I can do this. Alright, so we got that. I'm gonna open up, I made Pokemon Go buttons. So I just go to button images and go all the way down, Valor button. I'm just gonna use this. Just erase this line. Since I'm not skilled at just drawing from like this, I'd just rather use this than anything else. So just copy, paste, and transform. Make it bigger. Cancel. I'm just gonna move it right here, where it's kind of like right here. So, pull that full. Actually, make that a little lighter. I know I'm changing this, but I need to make it look perfect. Maybe try this. Actually, no. Try this. That don't look too bad. I wish I could add a little more, but I'm just gonna have to deal with this. Just make it a little shorter. This is hard. Alright, that's a lot to do. So I'm just gonna make this a little bigger. Nothing too big, just like that. Okay. And I can't make it too big or it's just gonna come up like a blurry mess. Ah! Alright, so we got that. I don't know what that does. So we got this. How do you do it like this? Like that. Okay. So I'm gonna jump right back into size. So yeah. Alright, so we got everything all in order. Now time for me to make a line. So I'm gonna move this up just to make a little bit room. Maybe just move this all over a little over here. So I just click this whole image with this, like this. Make sure it's a little up so that way you kind of get everything. And then you can do this and increment, like that. And it makes the whole thing bigger. So kind of like this. I actually have a tool that I use. I have a little short key, so I use I to make it bigger. And then some of the parts are kind of like, you don't want them. You want a little softer, so you just go in with the cell pen and just go like this. Or you can just manually do it before you just start it. I just forget to a lot of the time, so I just do this. So that, do that, do that. That. Alright, so then you open up a new thing and then you put white. Now something that'll make it a little pop more is put the increment 2 times, add another layer, and then just color it black. So it kind of pops up a little more. And I like that. So then I'm going to move this a little down. Just going to put watercolor right here so that way it kind of fades up. Ugh, this is like annoying the crap out of me. Okay. Don't mind me, just mindlessly editing. I'm just gonna filter it through. That's not what I want to do. I want to put more like that. I think this will work. Alright, so yeah, that's how I do my drawing process. I just merged that all together. I know this is a long video. I don't blame you if you don't want to watch this. If you actually stick with this, I give you full credit. You watched all three of them, all three of my tutorials. I thank you so much. I didn't expect my first tutorial to actually get any views, except for me just looking over it, because I don't know, I just do that sometimes, so. But actually people watched it. Ugh, that annoys me. So like, I'm actually surprised. It's like, oh my gosh, people actually care. So I thank you really for actually watching these. And if you actually get any help from these, please tell me in like the comments or something. I really would like to know if any of these tips that I've taught you, that I've just said, I don't even know if I taught you anything. If I taught you anything, comment below, and I swear if you actually did, I'm so grateful. I'm just really happy. So I'm gonna end this here. I hope you enjoy this whole stupid thing. Sorry. So I hope you enjoy this whole little part 3s and stuff, whole thing. I hope you have a good day, and yeah. Blush me.